My name's David Ogle. This is Ogle's Broom Shop. We've been in business now 93 years out here in the arts and crafts community. We're located in back of the Jim Gray's Gallery, and we make all of our brooms strictly by hand, no machines. May, it's ready to cut sometime in September. It grows on a stalk exactly looking like corn, and that's what the toss load is. And we have to comb all the seeds off. Get the seeds cut off. This is what's left. My great-grandfather mated them and bartered them. Then when my grandfather, made them, the first one he ever sold was to a surveyor that was surveying the park out. He wanted to take it back to Washington with him. He sold it to him for a nickel, and that's how the business got started. The needles we use, my grandfather beat them out of nails. Now 93 years later, we're still putting them, and we do it basically the same way they did 93 years ago. Every broom sulfur has always been used. I guess I'm like my dad. My dad liked to build furniture, and he loved the broom business. And the biggest thing, all of us, we enjoy the people that comes through and talk to us. Even if they don't buy, it's nice to visit and find out where other people's from and all that.
I think this could be.
That's got an white oak candle in it.
That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Such beautiful work.
I can see this working.
Now you'll have to mind her, that white oak won't break.
Okay.
You know, these women like to use them for attitude adjustment.
How much is this one?
$45.95.
Sorry?
$45.95.
Okay. I would like to get this one.
This is going to be in a wedding. It's going to Nashville. They stand it up. The husband picks it up, sweeps his past away, lays it down and jumps over it. He stands it back up for his new bride. She sweeps her past away and jumps over and stands it up. Then they take it home, put it in her home, and they can never bring the past up. It's all new from that day on. It'll gradually end because they ain't, the younger generation that's coming up, they don't want to work 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because this is the type of business you have to love it to stay in it, because there's so much to do. By the time you cut a handle, dry it, sand it, a plain broom we call is 2.5 hours. Some of our brooms has got anywhere from 4.5 to 8 hours work in them. So you're talking a lot of time for one broom, and when you're trying to keep a whole stock full of them, it's a lot of work. Broom corn, it grows like this, and when we take the seeds off, this is what you got left. It's raised strictly for brooms. It takes a lot of process from that to get it into this and everything. You got to cut it, de-seed it, we call it, take seeds off, then you have to dry it. But then when we work with it, we have to re-wet it to work with it. But like I say, if you use one of our brooms every day, it'll last 8 times longer than a regular store-bought one. I know we got them in England and France, and we ship them plumb across seas. It's a little expensive, but we got brooms practically everywhere. And we got a lot of people collects them. We got one woman in Kentucky's got over 100 of our brooms, And we know a lady in Canada, she's got 60 something of her brooms, because we make 22 styles when we got them all in stock. There are over 250 hobbyist broom makers in the United States. Some of them does it for a living, some of it does do it for a hobby. They might not make over 2 or 3 dozen a year. Well, we go through about 400 to 600 pounds of broom corn a month. Round brooms that we sell is original Appalachian style of broom. They didn't go to the flat broom until they started putting flat, boarded floors in, because all the log homes back then had the big cracks, so you needed a round broom. And then back years ago, they used to sweep the yards, and they used the round one for that. But it was when they started putting boarded floors in the house, that's when they went to the wider flat. The shaggy ones is show pieces. A lot of people likes them like it. That's the way the wife, when they take it home, they said, now I don't have to use it because it's unusable, but it is usable. And I do all kinds of animal heads, and I like to do them. I do wolves and eagles and owls and the little bears, and I do a lot of Santa Clauses. I do Santa Clauses, so I do a lot of them. I try to carve them to represent our ancestors, because all the old men, if you'll go back in history in the park pictures, most all the men had long beards, and I try to carve them to represent our ancestors.